Right. Now this is the step where it's actually an extra step, but it's good to do. What we're gonna do right now is we are going to introduce bevels. Means that we're gonna make all the edges that are pretty hard, like the one that we see here, and we're gonna turn all those edges into something that's much more softer. In essence, we're trying to produce softer edges there. Okay, right, so let's just you'll see that I also have organized my folder to look like this, my outliner to look like this. So I have piano all in there, so that's much easier for organization purposes. And before I move on, I'm gonna say save scene as, and I will call this version 6. So now it's version 6, and now we can approach this, and I will say, you guys, I'm gonna hide you, so I press H on my keyboard, and I want to add something here. I just realized that it might be much better if the top part, you know, that part there at the top, all of that, be much better if it was a separate mesh, and therefore let's just do that. We'll go to edit mesh. With those faces selected, go to edit mesh, extract, and now it's a different mesh. Press Q, select that, go to object mode. Now that's a separate mesh. Of course the pivot is down here. You can, if you want, you can go to modify center pivot, and that makes it jump to the center of that mesh. Good. So I will hide this and press H, and let's just do this part here. Right, now I'm gonna fill that hole, so let's go to edge, select that, Control Shift double click, you get the whole edge loop, or rather ring, and I will say mesh fill hole. Cool. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I want to model that part there. You see that line there? The way pianos are, they kind of have that going in a bit, and therefore for that I feel that we need to introduce an edge loop there. So before we do that, I think let's just multi-cut and cut that, introduce an edge there, go to face, select all those faces, delete that guy, and let's just put that edge loop in. So you can use any of the tools. You can either use mesh tools, insert edge loop, and put an edge loop there, or tell you what, I'm going to use my cut tool. So multi-cut, and I will say hold shift here, pull it down there. Cool. Choose vertex, and I'll straighten it just to be safe, and push it somewhere here. A bit more perhaps. Good. Right, and let's just select those faces there. Alright, and I know these faces will go in. For that, I'll use my extrude. Yeah. Let me just really think about it. Yeah, maybe I'll just delete this guy first. Okay, so select that, and I will extrude it. Use edit mesh, extrude, and I will bring it in like so. And because I know I don't need those, so let's just delete that. And now it's in, although this is wrong actually. Maybe I don't need that as well for now, and let's just straighten everyone here. because it does look a little bit funny there. So I'm gonna go to the tops here, right mouse, select the vertex. That doesn't look straight as well, so let's just flatten everything here, and let's just kind of place it there. Sweet. Select these, scale it in, and let's snap it here. Right, that looks okay. I'll say that's okay for now. Okay, that's not too bad. Go to object mode, and we do the mirroring. Good. And let's just fill that hole. Select all at the top and select these. Check it. Sweet. We'll go to mesh fill hole. Alright. Okay, that's looking okay. You can choose to kind of delete that for a start. So I'll choose edit mesh, delete edge vertex, which is control delete. Don't just press delete, that's not going to delete the vertex, so you want to control delete. So now we have that deleted. We need to introduce some edges to kind of solve that, so that it's not a n-gon. So I'll use my multi-cut, and I'll say, you know, this guy is you form an edge there, this one and this one form an edge there. Sweet. And we need one more edge running along down here. Let's just switch off that my references. So let's go to the side view. Ooh, that's looking funny. Should I fix it? Maybe I should. Oh, we'll do that later. We need to introduce that edge running along, so multi-cut might do the trick. Do that, and because we want to connect these guys, so we don't really need him, and this as well as this. So control delete that, and well, we could use that guy, so let's just say I want that. So control delete, and use multi-cut to kind of form an edge here. Press enter, and again same thing, press enter to commit, by the way. And let's just choose that edge, this one. Alright, and with those selected, let's just make it align along that edge there. So I'll just activate that, hold C with the mouse button there. Sweet. This looks okay, and it does feel that this is the right. Oh yeah, I forgot that one thing. So tell you what, I'm gonna switch on my reference. I'll go to vertex, select all that. Let's just align it so that it's easy on the eyes. Alright, and that's looking okay. Is this correct? What are these? Let me just have a look. Oh, they could use some straightening. So I'm gonna select those guys and scale it in. Yeah, that might be better for our beveling purposes. So I'm gonna go to edge, switch that off, select all of the edges like so, and this is when we do our beveling. Go to edit mesh bevel, choose the options box. If you're wondering what settings work, I use 0.3 segments as 3, and that should do the job. Click apply, close, hold Q. After you do the bevel, you need to check it. It might be good if you turn off wireframe on shaded, and this is what we want instead. Yep, I think this is producing nice bevels. it's hard edge, although it does have a hint of soft edges in there. And I'll show you the difference between the two. So let me just undo. Right, so this is what we had earlier, and I will duplicate this, Control D, and I'll just push it to the side. With this guy, let's go to edge, and we're gonna do the bevel yet again. Bevel, that's good. Right, go to object mode, and let's just compare between the two. Here on the right is your object, looking very tessellated, not tessellated like, you know, jagged like that, because, you know, this is looking very CG. Whereas when you look at this guy, it has those soft edges that you introduce by running a bevel operation. So this guy looks a bit less CG, or much more less CG compared to this guy here. So that's all there is to a bevel. It's so that, you know, it makes things look less CG. Remember the lecture? Soft edges. So that's what you want to do with your mesh. So I hope that kind of explains how you do bevel, and perhaps you can apply it to all of the meshes in your work. That means if I open up my outliner, we're gonna have all this stuff here. Oh, I can't find that one. Where is it? The top part. I lost the top part. The lid. Oh my, must be here. Oh, that one. Hide. Okay, so that's the lid. Let me just rename it. Lid. Body. Right. So we're gonna have to bevel all of that, and you'll see that it does add a lot of difference. You'll see that, you know, because that's a bit rounded, feels like, you know, that's actually two different parts. And if you bevel this guy, it'll be much better. Maybe I will do a demo, or I'll just leave it to you to kind of experiment with things and kind of bevel all those parts, so that we have a nice looking piano. For myself, I will do it, and we can compare our results later on. Sweet. So that's it for this video. Bevels. Thank you.